Welcome back to Confessions of a Beauty Boss.
It's like we're nervous
I
all
know.
over again.
It's been a wee while since we filmed any content, so we've been away for a few weeks and we were just saying, coming up the stairs there to the studio, it was like, all right, okay, what do we do again?
As
Why are we
per
doing this?
usual, we're no prepared.
We're winging it. We're texting each other last night and sitting on the train this morning going, what are we going to talk about today? But we always find something.
We do. A good thing to bring it back. So we did a confessions episode a few weeks back of things that I faced in the beauty industry. I actually had a few people reach out after that episode and like, you never brought up whatever happened with me. So I'll maybe drop that into this one. But we get quite a few DMs,
I know.
funny ones and kind of heart-wrenching ones, isn't it?
There's quite a few to go through
Yeah.
actually, because we don't believe people are actually listening.
I know.
We get a DM, we're like, oh.
No.
Or if you're out a walk or you're somewhere and you meet somebody and they go, oh my God, I'm listening to your podcast.
I was just saying to Kate, I was in professional beauty in Manchester. I was on a panel talk at the weekend and a woman and her husband, so shout out to Elegant Touch Beauty. She
Thanks
was
for
walking
listening.
past her husband and stopped me and said how much she loves the podcast, and they listened to it, and I actually nearly died because I was like, someone's listening other than my husband.
And mine. And they're not even from Scotland, they're
I
not even from
know.
close by.
It was so nice.
I know,
So
it is
to
nice.
hear.
I was the same, out a walk and a girl walked by me with her headphones on going, I'm actually listening to you. And I was dying inside
It's
thinking,
funny,
how is
isn't
this?
it?
It's weird. It's so nice though.
It is because people are saying it's so relatable.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
no-
that's when
No that we're very funny or anything, we're just relatable. We're not funny. We think we're
I
funny.
know, we mess up just the same. So let's go back to people's confessionals that happened in work. So I was talking to a client the other week, or a past client, and she's like, remember the days that she used to come and get her makeup and stuff done off me. And it would always be before a night out, and she's like, top service. I would run her to the pub after it. There was sometimes that she
makeup
was
on and take
drinking
her
while
to
she
the
was there, and she was half cut before she went. So I was like, oh, thanks for reminding me of that
At least
one.
she wasn't putting her own makeup on and
No.
getting out. At least you were doing it for her. That was
I was
sensible
like, leave a
thinking.
review about the good service. Although we don't offer that now. Well, Kate could do some
probably
taxi
would.
runs.
I'm sure any of the girls in work, if you showed up to get your makeup done, you were
Oh.
running late. Any
Well,
of
do
our
you know
girls.
what, Amy's and actually Erin as well, they've actually ran a few people
Mm.
home within time. So have I actually as well. I know.
Oh, definitely.
I know.
You do it all the time, like up to the retail park,
I
or if
know.
it's raining,
I'll
driving
take
people.
you.
I know. We run out with umbrellas over clients that have had a tan to make sure their tan doesn't run in the rain.
And that's how you keep clients coming back. All the wee extras.
Looking after them. It is all the wee
I
extras.
know. But it has been amazing, hasn't it, over the weeks, because we have had a wee break and we've been kind of looking back in all the DMs. It's not just the beauty industry, which obviously we're tapping into just now because that's our industry, but there's been so many different people from such different fields sharing their stories as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's been interested in finding it relatable because everything we're talking about happens
It's
regardless of what field you're in.
Workplace environments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's working with lots of females or a mixture of both, or everybody can relate to the ups and downs that we have.
So that'll lead us into our first one. So this one, this person wants to stay anonymous, which I can understand. So she actually was a client of mine, put herself through study again. I'm not saying which field she was in, but she spent a long time studying and then started a brand new career. She's now in that career and she feels like, obviously the newbie, it can be quite intimidating as it is, but the department that she's working in, she feels like a kind of mean girl mentality. And she basically said there's not much support being given. She feels like it's verging on bullying now. And she's spoken to her manager, and the response that she usually gets is, this just takes time to feel like you belong and don't be too hard on yourself, rather than addressing the people that's making her feel that way because they've been there a while.
So they're putting it back on her.
So her question to us was, what do you both do to find peace in difficult work situations? Right now she's trying to cope with swimming, using the sauna steam room, and of course her beauty treatments from Urban Retreat. She says, your team really are therapists and they really do help me in moments of need. I just need more advice on calming my mind and not feeling rubbish about myself, and caring less about what the mean girls are saying at work, which is
That's
horrible. Isn't
It's
it?
horrible to think somebody's going
It's
through it.
horrible when we're
There'll be
all adults and this is it's still like high
There'll be
school stuff
hundreds
going
of people
on.
out there going through that today. There'll be somebody got up this morning feeling physically sick about going to their work, and I just think that's awful.
It is awful, and it's awful that she's escalated this to her manager that's clearly either not been given the right training to cope with that scenario or feeling like it's not big enough to deal with or don't want to deal with the headache in the back of it.
Yeah.
And we've had that before.
Oh, absolutely.
We have had that before. And
it's so difficult to address because there's the balance between making the person who's going through it feel even more uncomfortable and making it harder for them, because if there is a mean girl mentality, then that can turn worse. You know, the fact that they've reported it or whatever, if that's going on in an environment. I've got a friend going through it just now, a girl that I see going to the gym and stuff like that, and she's going through the exact same thing just now. And it's the same scenario where one person has raised something that's caused such a ripple throughout the whole work, you know, like having to move departments about or, you know, and then it's like one person's version of the story. Now, I get that each person's allowed to feel how they feel, but when they're making it out that it's the other person and it's not them, and they're getting the sympathy.
That's when it goes into that gang mentality, isn't it? It's like getting your clique together and poisoning everybody else's mind into believing that they're right in that scenario, and that's when it becomes that gang mentality, which... And I think that's a really like difficult
thing to manage as well as a manager. We've talked about this before. You know, there's leaders and managers, and it's that mixing all together to keep the place running and ticking over. But the leadership thing of trying to manage the personality of the person doing the bullying as much as the person being bullied, you know, to try and highlight to them, can you actually see how that makes that other person feel? And a lot of the time they don't.
No,
unfortunately.
They're in their own... They're in their own feelings and how they feel. And
I think half the time that could be a background thing from them, on them. Something that's going on in their life that's making them act the way they're acting, but the other person is getting the brunt of it. And it's so unfair. So that's a shame. Ideas for...
So calming our minds, peace. She's doing a wee bit of exercise. She's going to the sauna steam room. She's coming for treatments. For me personally... my safe space is my home, my family, my husband, like anywhere he is and my kids are, that's my safe space, my friends. We're lucky we have each other to talk to, and it's a safe space. We can say anything to each other, and we know that it'll never be judged or fed back to other people.
And we're so lucky because a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah, it's like, it's who do you have a good friend that you can vent to and talk to? Yeah. Sometimes I don't even want to talk about it. I just put podcast on and go out walking with my dog and get some fresh air. Sometimes when you're out in the elements you actually feel a lot better. Just turn your social media off. That
was going to be my main one, was turning off social media. Nowadays, years ago when bullying happened, you could go home and close your door and go into your safe space, but now it's not even the person that's bullying you, it's just the environment with the social media and looking at everybody else looking happy and being, you know, everything being great, or seeing them with their pals at work. We see a lot on social media, and it's like other salons, and they're all doing TikToks, and they're all, you know, jumping about in front of the camera, and they're making their environment look as though it's a great laugh every day. That could be going on in that very salon.
Of course it could,
you're looking at those
mirrors.
You're looking at those videos thinking, oh my God, I want to work there because it looks absolutely amazing, and it might not be the case.
And let's face it, no work is always rosy. It's like we do have a generally great team work, but there's 100% down days and down periods of time as well. So it's how do you get out that? And maybe looking back to as well, like who is always championing her, like going back to my husband again, like when I opened Urban for my home, we made the decision as well when I had Eve that I wasn't going to go back to working in a salon because you couldn't get work-life balance. And he's championed me in my dreams every moment of the way. So he is my safe space and he does anything to make my life better. So if you don't have like a partner like that, who is that person? Who's the one that championed you all the way through uni or college or just going out and sharing your stories with them? And
is it your mum, your sister? Is it anybody? You know, just finding that one person and finding a safe person that you can rant to and vent to. But I just feel so sorry that she can't take that to her work, that her work aren't supporting that. I don't understand
where do you do it? we both know where she works, so there must be people higher than that
Mm-hmm.
person, but is that going to open a can of worms? So she's probably feeling like
Scared.
that as well,
Aye.
scared to even escalate it higher because she'll be that person,
Mm-hmm.
especially if she's new in that in
I
the
know.
field that she's in. She doesn't want a name for herself.
And a new job is hard enough
Aye,
to
she's
learn the
worked
actual
so hard to get there.
to
as
learn the
well.
actual job, you know, to learn how
Yeah.
to do your job and look as though you're succeeding and you're coping, and to then have it as that she's not fitted in, that she's not getting fitted into the group of people that's there.
It's so hard.
Horrible. It's not just schools.
And the
life
worst
that
of it
happens.
is, she's done this to better herself for herself and her family. And she's now in a field that she's been in not very long at all. She loves her job, but just doesn't like the people she's working with. And she's looking for any kind of different job
Yeah.
after working so hard on
Yeah,
herself
to
and her
get there.
progression. And I just think that's heartbreaking.
Mhm. So cruel. It shouldn't be allowed. There should be
No.
something you can do about it, but if she's not getting the support at her work,
No, like, where do you go
I know.
other than looking at different similar jobs?
Mm-hmm.
But then,
is it out the frying pan into the fire? Is that what they
Yeah.
say? You know, is it? Surely not all companies will be the same. It must just be that one place that she's working.
London.
It's,
I know.
I don't know. It's like that whole do you kill them with kindness? You know, do you go the
Yeah.
opposite way?
Yeah.
That's the opposite way. You know, do you just turn it back on them and try and
Or
do
just ignore
everything?
them.
Yeah, I know that's easier said
I
than done,
know.
isn't it?
Unless you've got a work thing.
Yeah.
Just and it is hard, but I suppose the more you do it,
Yeah.
the easier it probably
Just
will
go
get.
in, do your job, keep your head down, go a walk at lunchtime. Don't sit in the environment. Go out a walk every day. Go out a wee drive in your car. Go to the shop. Don't stay in the environment. And then when you're in work, doing your work stuff, it depends on how much they need to interact
Yeah.
with their
I
colleagues
suppose
to
as
do
well
their
you could
job.
play devil's advocate, and I'd never say do this, but you could meet them with their own energy,
Yeah.
because sometimes bullies don't like to be
No.
bullied.
No,
Meet them with their own energy and see if they can back down.
Just give it
back.
I know that's hard.
No,
Depending on the person's
if you're listening,
personality.
we're here for you.
I know.
Sending a big hug. But yeah, our methods, your exercise, I'm out walking the dog or just having quiet weekends at home. And
Yeah.
I tend to think if it's too much going on in work, I don't want a busy weekend. I want just a nice, quiet, relaxed weekend just to decompress. So
Yeah. I'm the opposite. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, I feel as though that's my weekend. That's to go and do things, go and eat, go and walk, go and see a film. You know, do things. I never stop.
she's going out in the piss. She's not actually going out in the cinema and going walks. Who are you kidding?
No, you're right. Actually, go drinking.
But then each to their own. That's it. That's your way of decompressing. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Like maybe she could book a wee weekend away
Yeah,
somewhere with her hubby, and she's
Love it.
not long married, a couple of years, so try and book a wee weekend away somewhere you can't get a signal,
yes.
and you're
A
just
log cabin with a hot tub
yeah, and just
and lots of books,
switch off.
bottle of wine, couple of films on the Netflix or whatever,
Yeah.
and just get away from it all.
I suppose the main thing is obviously she's reached out to us and just letting her know that
Yeah.
we care about her,
Yeah.
and
And that we
there'll be
know
other people that care about her,
and that we know it happens, and there are ways to get around it from, like, you know, escaping from it all and things like that. But other than that, let us know. We'll get a baseball bat.
let's go and flip some tables.
Let's pop in at lunchtime one day for a visit.
Have a word. Look at us,
I'd say
couple
that.
of
I'd probably
gangsters.
sorry.
So will we move on to the next confession?
Yes.
This one's quite funny, actually. So this girl doesn't work in this field anymore. We're not naming where she worked, but she doesn't mind us naming her name. So her name's Leanne. She used to actually rent some space off of us for her mum and baby group. But now she's got her own space and she's thriving. So shout out to Mum and Baby Hub and Leanne. But basically, she was giving us a couple of scenarios, but I'm going to read out the one that's crazy.
This is your favourite one.
So I'm trying to watch what I'm saying because I don't want to name where it was that she worked. But basically,
She worked for a large corporate organisation.
yes, and the person went in for a discussion on money, and she didn't quite get what she was looking for, so she got declined. We can say it's a bank, can't we? We can say it's a bank, but just not the bank. So she went into a bank and she was looking, I don't even know if it was a loan or a mortgage, can't remember now, and I don't want to play her voice note out. I'll just read her message. And because the woman didn't get what she wanted, now, if you all think about banks, the tellers are out the front, it's busy, there's queues. I'll read so I basically was like, no way, when she said what had happened. She went, yes, she was tuned to the moon, all because she wasn't getting what she wanted. So she went out into the middle of the bank floor, pulled her trousers down and took a dump in the middle of the bank floor in front of everybody. So
you just can't imagine it. I mean, silly things in my mind. I'm like, did she have a skirt? Did she have trousers? Did she wipe?
See, the thing is,
like,
in this day and age, everybody's got their phone on them, and like, surely that get filmed off of someone in the bank, because you'd be like, who is this level of crazy taking a shit in the middle of a bank
how many years
floor?
ago it was? You know, it could have been 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, you
Maybe
don't know,
it could have been now,
actually.
but somebody
You're
would have
right.
definitely filmed that if it had happened more recently. But what process, what went through her mind to think I'm going to just go and take a dump on the floor?
Disgusting.
I know.
Who cleaned that up?
Remember, we had one in the
Oh my God.
in the toilets in our work.
I know, poor Peter,
I
our
know.
janitor of the building at the time.
Someone literally in the toilet had gone into the cubicle and shut the door and
but
took a
didn't
dump
do the toilet
in the
did it on the floor.
I was like a wee swirl.
Oh,
on
it was
the
disgusting. And do you know, I've got such a bad gag reflex. I was retching all day, wasn't I? I think.
floor. You retch everything. We went on the train to London last week and I actually videoed you because you were dry bulking
So
on
I
the train.
can't go smells and I can't go sights of certain things. And we were going to an event for Babtac down in London. Went to lunch for the day in London. It was a trek, but it was worth it. And then you know how smelly toilets can be at times. Someone had destroyed the toilet. Why is this turned into a pure potty chat? And I just couldn't even do the toilet. And I came out and
Oh
my
my
eyes were
God.
streaming. I was retching. Kate thought it was hilarious and filmed me. That'll be
And
my
then-
birthday.
I then had to go to the toilet and kind of tidy up so she could pee before we got to London.
That's a pal for you.
Like, I am your mother. It wasn't actually that bad. See, for most people, it's
Oh,
not
no, it
that
was
bad. You are just
disgusting.
such a,
I just can't.
you're just
No,
so
I've got
weird.
such a weak stomach.
Moving on
I
from the
know.
toilet chat before you start retching
Leanne
again.
gave us another one as well, because obviously I had spoke about kind of dodgy times in the treatment room. She had said that a guy had come in. Again, I don't know if it was an application for a loan or a mortgage or something, but got declined for it. And he lifted, it was either a book or a magazine or something that was on the table and threw it at her, and she was 9 months pregnant. Again, who behaves like that?
I know, it's terrible that people are put into work situations. I would imagine that would maybe quite, not common in a bank, but you know that there will be a lot of clients that are really aggressive and angry if they don't get what they want because of what's going on in their head. Maybe they're in financial difficulty and they go in expecting a loan, and when they get declined for it, that puts fear into them and
So
they
they'll
get...
throw a magazine or
No, I know,
shit in the floor.
I know. No, not acceptable behaviour. But I mean, from the point of view that must put the bank staff must feel that tension
She
all the
did
time.
say she was scared at that point, and obviously being pregnant as well, you're terrified. You're trying to protect your baby too. So
But
people are wild.
Nobody should be able to throw anything at anybody.
No.
I worked for a guy, I think we
That's
talked about this in a previous episode. Like a proper tax file, loads of papers in it, and just threw it at me.
Remember
Because I didn't
Carly
like
as
the
well?
answers. Yeah.
Our old social media girl, Carly, we're still really good friends with her. When she left us, she went to another place of work, and the guy was just an angry man, wasn't he? And he did he not actually flip the table
Yeah.
and then start throwing stuff about?
Yeah.
And she just walked out and didn't go back, and she came up to us because it was close by to where we were, and she was just like, "Is this what working life's like?" We're like, "No."
That's right. I mean, he screamed at everybody, threw them all out, told them all to
That's
get to
right.
out their office. They were all out sitting. She says, I went out and sat in my car and waited on one of the other guys to come out, and I was like that. Should we go back in?
But
Or should we
apparently
actually
he
go
said,
home?
"Okay, just
He
does this every now and then." What?
Maybe we should start
Imagine
flipping
living
tables.
with someone like that. Oh,
I know, if he's like
That's
that at work,
crazy.
he must be like that at
worse
home.
at home, I know.
Wee angry man.
Oh, funny. I'm trying to think if any other ones came in. Some hangover ones came in as well.
Oh, God. I've got friends that are nurses that used to say that. Like I'm talking 20 years ago, not nowadays. And they'd be walking about work with like a glucose strip in their arm with a hangover the next morning.
Brilliant.
Or the nurses.
Put it in themselves.
Just putting it in themselves just to try and get themselves through the day. Because
Oh.
we all know what nurses used to be wild. I don't know what they're like nowadays, but I've got a few pals that were nurses. And
We
that
had
was
a DM of Alexandra that came to one of our courses, and she runs a skin clinic, and she works with her mum, and she said that her mum actually had to waken her up because she went to sleep in the beauty bed and her client had been waiting 20 minutes for her because she was hanging.
just lied in for a wee minute. I think one of our girls done that not so long ago. One of them was on one of the wee duvets
Aye.
on a wee Sunday after a wee rough shift. You know who you are. We know. We'll be having that on a Sunday. all done
So keep them coming, and
That'll keep the episodes.
it
Keep the
actually
episodes
makes
juicy.
our day, doesn't it? We have
know.
giggles when we're reading back in all of these as well, but we could fill full episodes with this.
I know.
So.
I know.
I did
So it's
actually one before I stop as well. Story going back to toilet chat. My friend Lou is a solicitor, and her old office that she worked in, she was in the middle of voice noting me something one day, and she was looking at her window, and someone was taking a dump outside her window as well. A person. So there's a lot of people
Why?
that can't go to toilets.
I live in the kind of one of the holes at the golf course, and you'd be surprised at the amount of guys that don't realise people live in those houses. We do live in those houses. So when you go for a pee on the golf course, because you're halfway around the course, going to go to the other way and point towards the hills when you go for a pee and not towards my house.
So
There's a couple of days I've opened the window and thought, oh, okay, he's taking a pee.
Oh well, this whole episode's been on
I know.
toilet chat.
I
So.
know. Let's hope the next one's a bit cleaner.
So if you've got anything that you want to confess to us, drop us a DM. If you like this episode, please give us a like, review, follow and subscribe and share us on social. It makes all the difference.
Thank you.